Hey people, Intro here, 53 Faction War. This is Fend Unlock and Space Marines versus Chaos Fellas. On the blue Space Marine team, Spaniard is a force commander, a versatile frontline hero, can bring offense, disruption and support for the Emperor. Alongside, RamboMarks and a Techmarine starts off in ranged combat, can get a melee weapon, supports with structures and repairs, and we have some good old Ultramarines. Is it the DLC? It is. Rounding off the team here, banned but still superior, also known as overtly generous rocking and Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. On the red Chaos team, two Sorcerers. First up is Bebop, and the other Chaos Sorcerer is EM7, getting knocked around here by the Apothecary. These guys are offensive and disruptive heroes with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, both rocking the Black Legion. And alongside them, rounding off the teams, StoiC and a Plague Champion starts off in ranged combat with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, can also repair. Does he get away? 8 hit points, he's alright. Got the Death Guard elite scheme here. CSM now forcing melee on the Techmarine, and here come Heretics to Doom Blast and melee up those attacks. Are they trying to go for the garrison? I don't think they are. They're going to turn and fight, are they? No, they're not. Here come some more Tactical Marines from overtly to weigh in some bolter fire. Techmarine got really low there. Surprised he didn't just go for the garrison, but does make it out. Double tax for Spaniard. More Heretics in for Bebop, chasing off some Marines on the west side. This is like north now, and those tacks almost dropped 2 models there. Double Heretics giving chase now to the scouts. These guys will break off and cap some stuff here at a CSM as well. More Heretics for StoiC, replacing the ones that he lost. The CSM leave. They all died here, look. Shot to death, I guess. Apothecary's back out onto the field. Devastator's coming in for RamboMarks. Southeast is all very red now for the Chaos Fellas. Haven't moved on to this power yet. They're trying to grab this contested. Heretics have an aspiring champion. Oh, we got renoded. Very, very tricksy, overtly renoding it. Back to the mid. Flame attacks on their way to the power point. Through the middle here. Have to go around this wall. It's a little bit awkward. You can break this wall later when you have crushing units. I think it needs heavy crush to get through. They're power bashing from the garrison. Fair enough. Back to the north. Space Marines here taking back their natural victory point. They also grabbed the wreck point there, the Chaos Fellas. Sorcerer still in play. May be able to get a good Doom Bolts off before he has to run. Node is bashed. There's some Nurgle worship giving health regen to StoiC's army. And double CSM with Heretics aspiring champion from EM7, getting rid of the power bash, but there was a vile throw there from overtly, meaning they couldn't follow through. What's this? That's a force commander. Wants to decap the VP. Oh, Doom Bolt's just messed up these scouts here, trying to get this wreck point back. And he's going to be on the power here, EM7. Noise Marines on the way for StoiC. Are the Heretics going to push forward here? I think they should just stay back in worship support. They can break ranks if something comes forward, so scouts can annoy them with their bolt guns otherwise. Flame attack doing some more power bashing. Doom Bolt's in, but there's a heal to counter it. And it's the customized Stormbolter coming in for overtly's Apothecary. Can use full auto on perhaps this Sorcerer to mess him up. Heretic gets consumed. This VP is now blue. There's the Vials. Or Vial, I guess. Chucks one at a time. He's not a commando. Heretics run. Vial means that we've got some area denial here. But here comes the Plague Champion with that Nurgle worship. Force Commander gets in. Makes a commitment onto the CSM. Throws up the Iron Halo. And he's got Artifice Armor as well, making him even tankier. Still level 1, but he's already up over 1,000 hit points with those upgrades. And with the shield, even tankier than those 1,000 hit points. Double Heretics coming in now to swarm him. Doesn't have the energy to run the battle cry right now and throw it up. Needs to escape and then probably retreat. There's a retreat, he should be okay. CSM dropping a model there though. With Raptors jumping around thanks to StoiC. These guys suppress when they land. 30 DPS chainsword, which is quite painful in tier 1. What's this? Power bashing and power decapping. Techmarine trying to stop it. Doesn't have any mastercrafted bolter or anything. Where's the devs? Oh, devs are mid. They should be a bit more mobile here. But on assault squad, just waiting for that, I guess, to jump these guys. Double the CSM with Eternal War though, putting out some good damage. There's Kraken Bolts, but they have no cover. Whereas the CSM have heavy cover, aside from that guy at the bottom there. Because cover is per model. There's the jump. Sorcerer teleported in. And regrets his decision, runs away. He's got the Sword of Flame coming up though. And scouts here with the Sergeant and shotguns for overtly. There's tier 2 for Bebop, the first player to go. Triple tax for Spaniard. He doesn't have the standard to buff them all. I guess he could switch out of the Halo in tier 2. But it seems odd just to have the Halo for like half a tier. Chaos Fella's taking the mid. Boom bolts. Some decent hits on those scouts. Didn't have any bolter around to finish off the models though. Heretics here fleeing. Still no tier 2 for overtly. Did fully upgrade the scouts. Got the flamer and a bunch of war gear for the apothecary. So power was indeed spent. Both Eternal War. Are all the CSM Eternal War? No. StoiCs are not. Oh, neither are Bebops actually. It's only EM7 with that 20% damage bonus on his CSM. Tax taking heavy cover. But the Sorcerer will mess with that. He's got his... The Robes of Torment. You can tell by the grenade indicator above, denoting an area of effectability. These guys are getting messed up. Double Kraken Bolt tax and they're out of cover. There's a shotgun blast. They do have their aspiring champion, but they need to flee. What can this Sorcerer do here? Just get a few hits in, I guess. Maybe get a decap. Meanwhile, on the east side, power being bashed again, thanks to StoiC. Does have the Mucus Discharge for the heal. So maybe we'll see a melee plague champion who can roll alongside the Raptors and help them heal and stuff. But needs a way to stop those Devastators being a problem. The Raptors is the way, but they're going to get swarmed afterwards. Doesn't have a way to get in there and support them super well at the moment. Apothecary runs, no levels. Bashed a node, couldn't quite decap it. Apothecary, they jump him and finish him. I think they could actually, but they have decided not to. Want to keep their jump for the upcoming engagements. Heretics with the aspiring champion are capping. These guys outnumbered. And there's a Tarantula turret down there. It's a bit of an odd place for it. Stop stuff going through that pass, I guess. Assault squad jumping, Raptors jumping, going for the devs. And they're going to do alright, I think, by themselves there. Oh, but now they're in turret range and have to run. Another use for that turret is to cover another setup team, I suppose. Sorcerer has his Sword of Flame. Heretics leading these guys back into trouble. A lot of trouble. Those guys could get some melee going, maybe. Retreating units take 30% more damage from melee attacks, which is why you often see players switch to melee combat when they're fighting something that's retreating. They killed 2 of the Assault Marines there. I think the special attack got that second one. Plague Champion heals himself. Now gets the Armor of Pestilence, so maybe we'll see the Fist for some late game contested VP capping. Apothecary chucks out the vials, but also runs. The CSM still in melee mode. Sorcerer persuaded to leave. Devs using their vengeance rounds there. What's this? That is a Blood Crusher, thanks to Bebop. A Bloodletter riding a Juggernaut with vehicle armor, really good mobility and DPS, but it's not the toughest thing around. Do we see any missile launchers in response? We do. On one of those triple attacks of Spaniard. And he's got a power sword, so we can buff them all with a nice battle cry. Shotgun scouts as well to protect them from melee, although not the melee of the Blood Crusher. You can't shotgun blast this thing. There's the Chains of Torment. They are not shooting it. We need to shoot that central mass. There we go. To make the chains disappear. Blood Crusher could just run up to the turret and take it out, maybe. So some Bloodletters coming in as well from StoiC. These are Bloodletters with power melee Hellblades, very dangerous against heavy and super heavy infantry. There's most of the Marine roster, and Raptors jumping in now with their aspiring champion, suppressing those guys, getting them to leave. The aspiring champion has a heavy melee Demon Maul. It's very fancy looking. Bloodletters phasing out of existence there, avoiding damage. Force Commander able to stroll on through, get to this VP and at least get a decap. He's still level 1. But as I said, it's quite tough with that war gear. We got some Mark of Zinch CSM here for Bebop. With the Aspiring Champion gets a demonic plasma gun. Power being stolen by Overtly, but can they finish it? What did he just wave his sword for? Oh, he put Coruscating Flame on himself. From the Sword of Flame. Vials gets those heretics to run. More heretics coming in. Full auto on the Aspiring Champion of the heretics there, not on the Sorcerer. Trying to make those heretics stay in the vial range longer, maybe, by messing up their squad leader. Dark Flames on retreat. Can he wipe these attacks? Very close to doing so. Raptors jumping. I think they're going to get them, surely. Maybe. Bolt pistols is not enough. They couldn't get a hit off there. Those attacks get out. Very, very lucky to get away. Plasma cannon on the way from RamboMarks. Tier 3 for Bebop. EM7's already there. Raptors now on the devs. They did drop a model though. Big hit from that Demon Maul. Techmarine with no war gear whatsoever. We'd expect to see something from him in terms of a weapon. He's got really good weapon options, that guy. He's spending his power elsewhere at the moment. Meanwhile, Chaos pushing up this northwestern area. Force Commander getting chained. Does have a plasma pistol. Oh, he's got a bolt pistol these days, hasn't he? Yeah, they took the plasma pistol away. Instead of buffing the plasma pistol and making it actually good, they just gave him a bolt pistol, which I thought was a bit weird. Just give us some good plasma pistols, dang it. The Plague Champion has a good one. When he gets his Plague Sword or his Plague Fist, he gets a pretty decent plasma pistol, I think. It's like 13 DPS or something. Bloodcrusher charging into these poor attacks here. Knocking them over. They get healed. Now he goes after the Apothecary. Doesn't have splash damage, this fella. Really good single target DPS, around 90 odd heavy melee. So we'll chew through stuff pretty well. Bloodletter's teleporting. A target rich environment. They go after the attacks of Overtly, who have And They Show No Fear active at the moment. Giving to them by their sergeant. Vials are thrown in. Bloodletters leave. And we got plasma attacks here. Double plasma attacks actually from Spaniard. And the other with a missile launcher? Yep. But it's back at base right now. Force Commander again gets on this VP. 421 to 243. Massive VP lead for the Space Marines. There's tier 3 for StoiC. Trading from heavy cover is the Plague Champion there. Devastator's doing their thing though, ripping up those heretics. They could not commit to that assault. Only a single CSM gets away too. Now we got some Assault Marines on the VP. And maybe they can get a quick triple, although this is probably going to get decapped before then. Sorcerer levels to 2. Tome of Subjugation ready for Terminators and stuff. Got the Robes of Torment and Rod of Warp Fire. What about EM7? It's got the Vestments of the Warp and the Sword. All level 2, the Chaos fellas. Level 1, level 1. Level 3 for the Apothecary though, with combat stims now. Shotgun Scouts and Flame Attack splashing power. Not sure if they can get onto this though, because here comes the Sorcerer, just randomly levels up. Something must have died that he damaged earlier. 421 to 213. Nice grenade from the Scouts. Doesn't kill one of these fellas though, but they're going to need to retreat. Bloodcrusher took a bunch of damage. This is a demon, of course, so you can heal it up with Worship. And we got Plasma Gun Techmarine now, with the pretty awesome overcharge. Some good disruption from the Sorcerer. Plasma Cannon devs are not facing this way, so they can't shoot him, although that fella with the bolt gun's having a go. Again, onto the VP this side. Maybe they need to do a bit more to look after this. This is Bebop this side, I think. Is it? I think so. Looks like he's helping out EM7 at the moment. StoiC's Bloodletters slicing and dicing against those Devastator Plasma Cannon fellas. Killed 2 of them so quick. But now they flee. Can they stabilize on the mid here, the Chaos fellas? Get some VPs back. Got some Nurgle Worship. A Nurgle Shrine would be good. Power bashing Scouts thanks to Overtly. They're going to decap this power, you know. They might even steal it. And they've grabbed this VP. With some drop pod action. Calling in some Stern Guard. Lots of shootiness. Maybe more Bloodletters and Raptors are the key over here. Can shut down this big range blob. 421 to 192. And they're power bashing. Stern Guard loading in some vengeance rounds. Good against these buildings here. They didn't bash this one. Here's a flank from StoiC. I'm not sure how effective the flank's going to be though. Shotgun scouts dealing with the heretics. Here comes a Blood Crusher from Bebop. Getting some good hits, some good kills. Killed another Marine there. Now he's taking missile launcher hits though. Needs to get on those guys and tie them up so they can't fire it. 421 to 172. 2-1 cap for the Space Marines. Oh, they get subjugated. Okay. And instead they're firing on these scouts. So when you're subjugated, you are immune to damage. You deal more damage and you're slower. Back to the southeast. Power was indeed stolen by Overtly. Now has some Terminators in. Bloodletters are a big threat to Terminators and they teleport out. It's a long way to run back. Terminators can't retreat, but looks like they're safe. These guys are going to try and get their power back. Need to try and get this back too. Force Commander's here again to harass them. Blood Crusher's on him. Gets him off the field. Still hasn't leveled this guy. Very nearly. And a Chaos Predator getting the Mark of Khorne. And here comes a Great Unclean One for Bebop. Tier 3 for Rambo. Tier 3 now for Spaniard. Can the Sorcerer mess with those Terminators using the Tome of Subjugation? They both have it now. You can subjugate a Terminator squad, then use their teleport, put it on cooldown, get them into a really bad spot. Do we have any more Mark of Tzeentch CSM? In fact, they all are Mark of Tzeentch CSM. They don't all have aspiring champions, though. These guys don't. So no fancy demonic plasma for them. Speaking of plasma, these guys have one. Not good against this tank. Just trading well with them. Can't kill a model, though, it seems. Did it shoot a different model every time? Raptors jumping in. Oh, not close enough to suppress the Devastators, but now they've got the turret fire on them. Been pretty effective in that spot, the turret, hasn't it? Was recently rebuilt. Oh, Raptors just got slain. Just left the Raptors in there and they died. Bebop must have been looking elsewhere, I suppose. 421 to 100. Blood Crusher still being a pain in the arse. He can't decap though. Can they get through onto that VP? They might need to. They've got a lot of VPs to make up. There's the 2-1 for Chaos. But for how long? Librarians here now for Overtly to support the Terminators and stuff. Plasma Cannon with some friendly fire. Blood Crusher coming in, maybe. Maybe not. Could get onto the turret, but then the Terminators could just go and smack it with their power fists, and the Blood Crusher does not have melee resistance, so it would go down very quickly to the power fists. Blood Crushers aren't great against heavy melee. It's a weird grenade. I guess he expected them to back off, but they didn't. Couldn't quite get the node down either. Plasma Cannon. Maybe got a bit of damage on there. We got a Great Unclean One in the mid. Super unit for Chaos. Greater Demon of Nurgle can worship it. Powerful in melee. And it's got some nasty abilities too, as well as over 6,000 hit points. But we have, yeah, double plasma, missile launcher, and Stern Guard. That's a lot of damage they can put onto the Great Unclean One just from those guys. Blood Crusher with a decent charge goes straight after the missile launcher guys. Here comes the Great Unclean One, maybe. Here he comes. Decided to get over here. He will passively damage nearby enemies just by his mere presence. There's a Nurgle Vomit. Some knockback and damage there. Oh, it was a Predator. That's going to take down the Blood Crusher, I bet. I don't think the Blood Crusher can get away for it. He might try. Can he charge straight to the right, maybe? No, he's going to go down. Blood Crusher down. Did some good work, though. I think it was worth it. 60 power. Plague Champion now has the Plague Fist and can do that. Pestilence Strike to give him 75% range damage resistance. In fact, anyone in this area would benefit from it. Usually used a cat, couldn't quite manage it that time. You also saw those guys knocked back. That was because of Aura of Decay. 366 to 100. A second Great Unclean One is here. There's a Nurgle Vomit, which doesn't seem to hit anything. Plasma Cannon misses. Goes after the turret, does the Great Unclean One. It's going to take a lot of damage trying to smack it. Maybe the tank can finish the turret off. A couple more shots. There we go. Turret is down. Not sure why these guys retreated. That seems to have been a mistake. Unless they want to quickly get back to defend this Got it. There's some stuff here already. Force Commander's down. Does he have a... Oh, I thought I saw a Power Fist for a second. I'm not sure if he has it. It's in the water. Down to 80 VPs, the Chaos fellas. Can they stabilize the mid for longer? I mean, the Plague Champion can build turrets. They can also put some shrines up, which can help you defend the region. More Terminators here for Rambo. Going for Assault Cannon. These guys have Cyclone Missile Launcher. There's Veil of Time on them as well to speed them up. They're going to try and decap under fire. And they'll be able to. Apothecary's got no energy though to heal them. There's a decap. Oh, they're staying for a cap apparently. No, they're not. Gate of Infinity gets them away so they can save their teleport. Librarians are so good at supporting Terminators. Might see one from Rambo as well. There's a Cyclone Missile Launcher barrage. A few pretty good hits on the tank actually. Oh, and then they got subjugated by EM7. Teleport used. Now they're unsubjugated, but they can take a hell of a lot of damage trying to get back. Gate of Infinity has been used already, as we saw. So Librarian can't help them right now. But there's Veil of Time to speed them up. Killed a couple, that was pretty good. Didn't quite get the wipe. Terminators do Inspire on kill. So every time that Assault Cannon kills something, there's going to be a big inspiration buff. 355 to 80 on the VPs. Great Unclean One chasing down these Vanguard veterans now. Tank getting some good shots in. There was some Nurgle worship back there, but now they've stopped worshipping. Oh, they're going to build a shrine as well. Lots of damage on a Great Unclean One. Might need to get warped out by Bebop. He's got plenty of red. In fact, he could drop a nuke back here. He's got plenty of resources as well that he's not spending for whatever reason. Could pull in Terminators, could get some tanks up. Can't get a Phobos because he's already got a Great Unclean One. He can't have both of the super units up. Plasma Cannon, sorry. It's a Blastmaster Noise Marine getting shots in there. There's the Nurgle Shrine. Oh, the tank went down. Completely missed that, but they're good. So now that they're worshipping this shrine, they can reinforce around it. Land with a Phobos on the way for StoiC. Another turret from this Techmarine. Level 3 Techmarine does not have Signum Armor yet. This is EM7's Great Unclean One. Just diving in a little bit to do some damage, keep things back, and then leave. Yeah, we'll take a lot of damage from the Techmarine here. 2 heroes down. Can Bebop get a revive? Healing up at base for the moment. Here comes the Phobos. Chaos Terminators from Bebop are now capping, and they have an autocannon in. Good damage to all targets. Oh, Foul Snare pulls in the Techmarine, and down he goes. Force Commander's down as well, still over there. Maybe Laramans from Overtly to revive them both. Land at Raider Redeemer on the way for Overtly. 338 to 80, 2 to 1, still ticking down in favor of the Chaos fellas. The Phobos there with some las cannons on the side sponsors, very good versus large targets, such as the Space Marine Land Raider Redeemer that's going to show up soon. Warp Fire thrown in, Chains of Torment in there, and they need to get gated out by the Librarian. What's this fella doing? Power bashing with the Great Unclean One, fair enough. It certainly pulled those guys back, away from the VP, and now this guy can revive. Gets to level 5. Now we can revive this guy. Plague Champion runs off. He's level 4 with that Plague Fist. Very, very good capping tool. And he gets level 6 off that. Really? Okay, fair enough. I was not expecting him to get a double level there, but I guess he was very, very close to 6 in the first place. To 5, sorry. Didn't get into 6. Subjugated Terminators again. These are Overtlies again. Instantly they get gated back though. It's a great way to mitigate the Tome of Subjugation, which is why it's ideal to try and wait for them to use the gate already. Not always possible though. They just may not have a reason to use it before. Good old Nurgle Vomit, but then they were healed. Phobos is there, taking missile shots. Another Chains of Torment chucked in, and this shrine is doing some good work. Big firefight here brewing in the mid. Foul Snare, did it hit? I think he tried to Foul Snare a Terminator, but they don't get pulled. There's a Retribution shrine back there now, firing out Doom bolts. Can it fire them onto the VP from there? That seems a bit far away. And here's your Land Red Redeemer left of your screen. Space Marine team can now retreat back to it and reinforce. If they mark it as a retreat point anyway, those tacks did not, so they just ran through. Terminators on the VP, taking huge amounts of damage though. And now they get subjugated. Oh, I think he started teleporting before they were subjugated and then they finished the teleport. Needs to walk them back here, did not do so. So they're going to be okay. Might have been able to finish those guys if he started walking them immediately after that preemptive teleport. So the Nurgle Shrine's down. Plasma Cannon will make short work of shrines. Need to get them a bit further back, I guess. There's another Tzeentchian Shrine. It's also providing some defensive bonuses for Bebop here. Cyclone stuff going in. Could do some really good work against the Phobos if you get close to it, maybe. He must know that the gate is available if he's going to send these guys in for a decap. Huge amounts of damage pouring in on them. Now they get subjugated. They need to be quick on that gate once it's worn off. 264 to 80. 2 to 1 steal for Chaos. There's all the damage on these guys, and there's the Gate of Infinity to get them out. 259 to 80. These guys might be looking at the VP down here, though. There's nothing defending it, really. These guys are... What are you guys doing? You got a las cannon, but they're standing there. Nobody's really made a dive for one of the Land Raiders yet. Do we have Signum? Still no Signum armor here. And no orbs. Back to the mid. Tax tried to get a decap, but they got ravaged by gunfire. Level 7 Sorcerer here for Bebop. That's a lot of energy he can use on Tzeentchian shenanigans here. Oh, they almost got this tank down. Phobos gets it. That was... What's that? Oh, that was Spaniard's tank, I believe. The red tank, wasn't it? Another Nurgle Shrine. But look at this. The tax didn't just decap, but they got a cap over there. And they're very slow to respond, the Chaos fellas. Here's a Great and Clean when he can't cap it back. Need some more stuff over here, fellas. Okay, these Marco Tzeentch CSM are going over. Phobos taking a lot of damage. Needs some repairs or some worship or something. 233 to 68. Librarian gets foul snared. Can he take him down? Not quite. One more hit may have done it from a Great and Clean one. Couldn't quite do it. Couldn't quite get it in there. There's a swarm of flies. And eventually, Chaos are going to get their VP back. Yeah, they need to keep something here. Or be very quick to react. They can react quickly with Bloodletters because they can teleport. Terminators also can teleport down there, maybe. So there's 2 Chaos Terminators on the field and 2 Loyalist Terminators on the field. And a Land Raider for each, although this one's heavily damaged and it's not a support Land Raider like that one is. You actually often see overtly be very aggressive with this Land Raiders, not this time, just keeping it back. Terminators teleporting in with Angels of Death to try and get the decap. Angels of Death is a global ability of the Apothecary, providing 50% damage resistance. Look at the damage they're still taking though, that is crazy. Just about gated out in time. That was so close. 223 to 56. Now Chaos Terminator is trying to grab the VP back. Get 25 power to reinforce those guys. Yeah, reinforcing off the Land Raider there. These guys tanking some plasma cannon shots. Oh, Devastator's taken out. Was that a las cannon shot that finished them? Here comes an orbital. Chaos Terminator is getting incredibly low. Incredibly low. But they got it. Can they get out? Made it out. Now they can reinforce off this shrine. That was so close. So close. Not sure what this guy was up to. Oh, did he get tossed around by the beam, maybe? Subjugated these Terminators now. Used their teleport. Needs to move them further and further. And, okay, they got gated back again. Imperial Abyss on the VP. Wipes out some tax. That was the Imperial Abyss from StoiC. green Nurgle one. Something going on here. Vanguard Veterans jumping in. Great Unclean One here to counter-initiate. There's the swarm of flies. Bloodletters are not doing anything. I guess StoiC isn't aware of this right now. They're not auto-attacking these guys. They're right there. Okay. They're doing nothing. But the VP was defended by the Great Unclean One. Those guys got messed up a lot. But look at this. A decap. Nurgle Vomit gets them off it. Oh, maybe not. Somehow the Apothecary is still capping there. That was weird. Seemed to be far enough away to stop the cap. This shrine is doing huge amounts of work. Nothing is repairing the Phobos, though. Bring up Land Raider, bro, says Rambo. Wants the Redeemer to come forward. Looks like it is doing so. Maybe? Very, very slightly moved up. Great Unclean One diving in. EM7 knows he can warp it back out again. He's got loads of resources, EM7 as well. What are these fellas up to? Did they get subjugated? But now they're getting chained. Can you gate them out when they're chained? Not sure. But it's overtly. Oh, he's gating his own guys out, so these guys are in trouble. They're going to wipe. Terminators are indeed wiped. 176 to 56. Those were Rambo's Terminators, I guess. He's down to 2 units now. Force Commander's down as well. Chaos fellas are doing quite well. Can they keep this VP safe, though? Vomit almost wiped those scouts. They couldn't get the decap either. Bloodletter's still doing nothing. Scouts whacked by the Foul Snare. Vanguard Veterans flee in terror. RamboMarks not happy about that Land Raider being so far back. Not sure what he expects it to do. I mean, yeah, it can weigh in with its guns, but it would have to get very close for the Multi-Melter to fire and the Flamers to fire. Maybe he just wants that Assault Cannon doing work. But then it would be at risk from the Phobos and these Autocannon Terminator fellas. Last Master, got a decent shot. Terminators get subjugated. Doesn't use the teleport though. Maybe it's been used already. And they're going to get gated out, I guess. Are they? There's Angels of Death. Oh, maybe the gate isn't available. So much damage. And they are going to wipe. There's the heal. Trying to keep him alive. And the Terminator's wipe. I guess the Gate of Infinity was on cooldown. It was not used there by overtly. Unless it bugged out. I don't think it bugs out. Here comes another Land Raider Redeemer. From Spaniard. 3 plasma cannons from overtly. Are they all aiming at the mid? Kind of. Oh, we got a beacon back there. It's a beacon from Rambo, so they can retreat back to that thing as well. Go, go, says Spaniard. Does he want both of the Land Raiders to roll on up to the mid? These guys have got caught out of position. Level 4 CSM doesn't want to lose those fellas. Phobos has now been repaired up. Makes a bit of a move. Maybe he can Dirge Caster these guys. Techmarine's in a weird spot. Almost dies. There's the Land Raider pushing up from Spaniard. 93 to 56. I think Spaniard wanted both of the Land Raiders to push up there. More Terminators in from Rambo. CSM going to wipe him there, yep. Land Raiders getting torn to shreds. Has to back off. I think it's going to be okay. I don't think the Phobos will chase it all the way back, but you never know. Missile launch attacks getting wrecked, but they somehow survived on 12 hit points. Land Raider Redeemer is taken out. It did indeed get chased all the way back. This Great Unclean One now pushing on through. Spaniards down to a single unit on the field. 77 to 56. They did get a decap there, the Space Marines, but wasn't enough. Maybe needed a bit more pressure down here. They did do some good work. Yeah, 2 Great Unclean Ones and the Phobos. It's not easy to push against that. Maybe some whirlwinds to scatter the Mark of Zinch fellas. Would have been good. Or maybe one. Yeah, maybe some like melter bomber submarines to help deal with the Phobos. They didn't seem to really go after it. Maybe they could have if they went after it hard. Especially if they had marked target. No marked target for that Techmarine, eh? 61 to 56. Plasma cannon. Decent shot there. Looks like the Chaos have this in the bag. Unless these guys can do something miraculous on the VP here. Wait, Unclean One's waiting. Bloodletters are waiting. Terminator's waiting. CSM waiting. I don't think they can. Looks like it's going to be a Chaos victory. Spaniard is not even producing units, although Force Commander's back. Oh, there's an orbital somewhere. There it is. Not sure. Oh, look, he led those Terminators into their own orbital with the subjugation. Level 10 Sorcerer for Bebop. Not sure what that was aiming at. I don't think they could see anything else. I think he just threw it out because he knew the game was over. So much resources for the Chaos fellas. Look at EM7. Had loads of pop, over 2,000 requisition, did not feel the need to get anything else on the field, I guess. Was waiting maybe for something to counter, didn't see it. Should have kept his resources. One last roll of the dice here from Rambo. Don't think it's going to be enough, needs to be a hell of a roll. There's the jump. Bloodletters this time are actually going to attack something, there we go. Great Unclean One taking on the Vanguard veterans. Terminators here getting destroyed. And they have 10 VPs remaining. Have not conceded though. Fighting on to the end. Down go the Vanguard veterans. Yeah, Spaniard did not produce any other units. I don't think he was taking it super serious after he lost his Land Raider. And there's the game. Chaos fellas taking it at the end. Not often you see Chaos able to stabilize on a central VP and hold it that well. There was a turret up here. Those high-ranked, high-level CSM fellas, high-level heroes as well. All level 10? No, this guy got level 6. Force Commander level 3, level 5 Techmarine, and a level 7 Apothecary. And there you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Big thanks to these guys for duking it out in a faction war. And I'll see you guys next time.